Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Elsa Putri Ramadhina. So now I would like to review the book from Culture Theory. In the chapter 12, it's about psychoanalytic approach to culture and the self. So in this chapter, the relationship between cultural theory and psychoanalytic theory is a complicated relationship. Both parties regard social life as essential and emphasize the necessity of explanation. So this relationship becomes tense between two themes. First, psychoanalysis, at least in traditional form, has tended to focus on individual pathologies rather than collective phenomena. And secondly, in many psychoanalytic thoughts, there is a tendency towards psychological and biological reductionism. The actions taken by some psychoanalytic thinkers to break these barriers marked one of the major achievements of cultural theory in the 20th century. This work has now entered a stage, and sometimes it seems impossible to delineate certain psychoanalytic theories from the broader conceived cultural theory. Before we discuss these newer theories, we need to review first about the founder of psychoanalysis is Sigmund Freud. Sigmund Freud is an Austrian neurologist and the founder of psychoanalysis. Psychoanalysis is a clinical method of treating psychopathology through a dialogue between the patient and the psychoanalyst. Freud was born to Galician Jewish parents in Freiburg, a Moravian town in the Austrian Empire. Freud questioned the assumption that the self is only what can be seen on the surface. He considers this identity, personality, and mental functions are far more complicated than previously thought. First, he claims that there is a fundamental difference between conscious thinking and hidden unconscious thinking. In Freud's understanding, self is closely related to sexuality, instinct, and happiness. According to his theory of hedonic principles, then they are buried or suppressed in the unconscious, where neurosis, metamorphosis, obsessions, and other mental illness sometimes occur. So now we move to post-Freudian theories of self and society. Since Freud's death, psychoanalytic theory has not stood still. Civilization and its desertification laid the foundation for this transformation in many ways, because it was interested in microsociological issues and the link between pathology and modernity. Okay, next we move to the Frankfurt School. Frankfurt School is a school of social theory and critical philosophy associated with the Institute of Social Studies of Goethe University Frankfurt. In sociology and political philosophy, the term critical theory describes the Western Marxist philosophy of the Frankfurt School, which was developed in Germany in the 1930s and borrowed from Karl Marx and Sigmund Freud's ideas. So next we move to Jacques Lacan. For those affected by structuralism, post-structuralism, and discourse analysis, the works of Jacques Lacan 1977 in the 1950 and 1960 and are dedicated to theorizing the connection between culture and psychoanalysis. One reason is that his extensive post-structural approach shifts the responsibility of self-construction from biological drives as advocated by Freud, to language and culture. So in this era, there are post-Lacanian psychoanalytic cultural theory. By cleverly combining the psychological analysis theory of self and the structuralist understanding of culture, Lacan's work has a unique influence on cultural theory, especially in the field of psychoanalytic feminism and literary and film criticism, and postmodern psychoanalytic cultural theory. As we develop from post-structuralism to postmodern psychoanalytic theory, more and more attention has been focused on the issue of desire and happiness. At the same time, attacks on the concept of a single subject as a library of desire have also received more and more attention. So in this chapter, we learned about relationship between cultural theory and psychoanalytic theory, and second is the founder of psychoanalysis is Sigmund Freud, and the last one is cultural theory about psychoanalytic. So that's all from me. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.